You find yourself constantly feeling pressured to be on. You're constantly on edge. You constantly are pursuing something, money, a business, a relationship, anything. And you constantly find yourself drained and tired. You tell yourself, I'm always tired. I'm always tired. When people ask you, that's the first thing you say, I'm tired. And you really have to sit down and ask yourself, why are you tired if you're building the lifestyle that you want? It is supposed to be hard. It is supposed to be disciplined. But discipline is the ability to correct yourself. Discipline is not something that should feel constraining. It's only constraining if you're trying to be something that you're not. And most men that are ambitious force themselves to be something that they're not because another man told them to, because someone else in their family told them to. They're very performative. They don't do things because that's what they actually want. They do things because others have told them that's what they should do. And even when you guys watch my videos, I give you guys my perspectives. I don't tell you guys what to do. I don't even like to be fucking told what to do. I like to hear other perspectives and take their insight and say, shit, that shit makes sense. Let me apply it to my life, see if that's actually the case. So they say that to say this. The reason that you feel so pressured despite building the lifestyle that you want is because you're living incongruent. You're living chasing permission to be who you truly are through building your lifestyle. You feel like you need the money to allow you to be who you truly are. You feel like you need the woman before you see yourself as handsome, before you see yourself as socially acceptable. You feel like you need to have certain qualifications before you see yourself as a business owner. All of these are choices that you make. And then the Most High will bless you with what you want. But most men don't actually want what they say they want. They like the idea of it. Most men want permission to just be who they are, to be congruent. Their thoughts and their actions and their spirit all to align. And I seen this in myself. When I would feel guilty for resting, when I would feel behind, and then one day it occurred to me, wait, why the fuck do I feel behind? What am I behind? Like I'm placing this unnecessary timeline on myself and making myself suffer for what? For doing what I want to do? Like nobody tells me to fucking go work out. Nobody tells me to go build a social media platform. Nobody tells me to go cold approach. Nobody tells me to go socialize. Nobody tells me to build a abundant, fulfilled life. Why would I be tired of what I'm building unless I'm performing? And it was something that I had to really sit with. And I'm like, who am I performing for? And why am I performing? And a lot of us, we suppress these parts of us for fear of not being accepted, for fear of being seen by others for who we truly are, fear of rejection, fear of being vulnerable with others. But you see, we're in a society now that everyone has their walls up. Everybody's afraid. And ironically, that creates a paradox. If you express yourself truly for who you are, you become real in a world where artificial intelligence is coming and is looking to take over. The only people that AI is going to replace are those who are extremely performative. Because people that are performative are going to struggle to truly authentically express themselves because they don't know who they are. They've been playing a character this entire time. You cannot replace creators, cultivators, leaders, because these are still things, these are still going to be men that are going to be needed in real life. Most people don't need to be told what to do. Most people know what to do. But most men do not know how to make others feel seen, do not know how to listen. They know how to tell people what to do, but a lot of men do not know how to create space for others to express who they are. And when you do that, when you are able to do that, you're going to find the best out of men and women. For your lady, you're going to find that you're going to get the best version of her because she feels safe being who she is, because her herself, she has to protect herself when she's out in the real world. Right? It goes back to looking for permission to just be who you are. Everyone is looking for permission to just be themselves. Everyone is performing for society, for acceptance, for approval. But when they see real people, real men, allowing themselves to be a light, allowing themselves to express the gifts that the Most High given them without any neediness, any meaning attached to those outcomes, it is so magnetic, it is so freeing, because that person is walking in truth. And truth is freeing, truth is freedom, truth is authenticity, truth is real. Most men are looking for permission to be themselves because they're afraid they're not going to be enough for love. They're not going to be enough, you know, yeah, really for love, for vulnerability. They're not going to be enough just being who they are. Most men don't trust their own leadership. They don't trust their decision making. They don't trust who they're meant to be. So they hide because hiding is easier. Hiding doesn't uh, doesn't make them feel vulnerable. Hiding doesn't make them feel uncomfortable. And I see this in a lot of ambitious men because they'll prioritize money, wealth building, you know, and they'll tell themselves, oh, well, I'll create social connections later. I'll find a romantic partner later. Or sorry, a woman later. Why later? Why not now? Why not build yourself up as a man socially so you could be socially dynamic, but really so you could learn how to express who you are unapologetically? So you could walk as an authority and feel as an authority even before you have everything you want in your life. This is going to make you much more magnetic. This is going to make you irreplaceable, even with AI coming onto the scene. Because everyone knows how AI sounds like now. Everyone is talking to AI chatbot, but not everyone could relate to the human experience, to a man's experience in a very specific way. And if you're watching this video, I'm sure you are a leader. And your burden is even bigger because you understand the responsibility that you have to carry, not really to carry others, but to lead others, because you know that other people look up to you. But instead of allowing yourself to accept that about yourself, you may suppress it, you may run away from it because of fear. And everyone's looking at you to accept who you are so that they could follow you, so that you could get the riches out of life, riches out of them. Not just on a financial level, but just the best version of people. Create spaces, cultivate spaces for men and women alike to not have to perform, but to be themselves. Learn how to be yourself. Most people don't know how to be themselves. Most people don't know what they like. You know how like repelling it is for women, for a man to not know what he likes, for her to always choose. It puts her back in her, what men say they're masculine, which is really, it puts her back in it really puts you in her frame. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't think that you need to have all these things to be who you are. Because like I said, and I've said before, you will only push the goal line further out. And you'll call it high standards. You'll call it wanting more for yourself. When in reality, you're running away from accepting who you truly are. You're running away from walking in who you're meant to be. Because walking into your meant to be requires a level of exposure that you know that you cannot go back into. And it's much easier for you to play safe. It's much easier for you to stay small.